start with some MCU topics, I guess. Nothing crazy. Some news about Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, and some theories about the Red Hulk transformation. And people have been wondering if Robert Downey is going to be Tony Stark or Doctor Doom, or Victor Von
Victor
Doom.
Von Doom.
Yeah. So as far as the Spider-Man one, the script has been confirmed for Spider-Man 4. It's in development, and early drafts are completed. The film could be released in early 2026, aligning with the MCU's timeline before Avengers 5. Basically, Kevin Feige emphasizes collaboration with Sony, signaling Spider-Man continued prominence in the MCU. So it's coming out, what do you say? I said before Avengers 5. So
You said early 2006 or early 2026.
2026. That's pretty good. That's not that far away.
We'll blink and it'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. That's what I noticed with like a lot of these movies. We be talking about it. We're like, man, that's like 2 years away, and then before we know it, it's the premiere. The trailers are already been released.
Mm-hmm.
It's the week of us going to see it, so it'll be here before we know it.
And that's crazy. Like, it's literally about early 2026 is about 18 months from now. It's not that long away. Far away. That's dope though. We'll see. I'm just wondering because at the end of Way Home, he kind of everyone forgot about him or forgot about Peter Parker. And he's kind of like going back to his roots of being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But how does that tie into
Avengers.
the multiverse and everything else going on? Like how Spider-Man is vital and he's crucial to the pushing the plot in MCU right now. So I wonder how they're gonna tie all that in.
Yeah, he's the foundation character. Like because he's still kind of the one that's been from like the last movie. He's still kind of the one that's still tied to everything when you think about it.
Yep.
So how are they gonna push it along? I have no assumptions or even theories of what's gonna happen. I mean, I could think of some, but
yeah, I'm sure there's some online and people will talk about it in the comments. Yeah, I have no idea. Because they said he was gonna be a more grounded character, but then again, his next movie is supposed to be pushing the plot of everything going on in the multiverse and all this other stuff going on. So it's gonna be interesting.
that's a weird transition to going from doing everything, teaming up with the Avengers, all this universal stuff, multiverse stuff, and then going just to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they do it. Like I said, I've liked Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. People have their own opinions about it. I enjoyed all three movies, all three films. So we'll see. And I like Tom Holland. Some people hate Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He's decent, and he's a veteran at this point. He's going on 10 years of being Spider-Man. I think that might be the longest stretch.
10 years, really?
Yeah, because Civil War came out, 2015, 16? Was it?
I know, like, that's the first movie we ever saw was Homecoming in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Civil War did come out prior to Homecoming. So, yeah, you're about right. Yeah, in about 10 years.
Yeah, because Tobey Maguire
when you think about it, the filming happened like years prior. Because whenever I look at a film when it comes out, we have to think, well, the filming probably was set like years prior to whatever. So he already had the role way prior to originally when it came out. So he was already prepared and already filming and already kind of.
I think they announced him as Spider-Man late 2014, early 2015.
And time flies.
Yeah, so he's been in the game for a decade, but that's crazy because Tobey Maguire was 2001 to 2009, so 8 years, something like that, or 2008. Man, because when did the third Spider-Man 3 came out? 2007 to 2008.
Because Iron Man came out 2007. I feel.
Wow, so 6 years, and then
I'd be forgetting, man.
Andrew Garfield was 2012 to 2014.
Yeah.
Wow. That is insane. So Tom Holland is the longest 10-year Spider-Man. That is so crazy.
It makes sense because with all the MCU stuff, I mean, plus his movies are amazing. So, this version of Spider-Man's movies are amazing.
the stakes are high, and I like the fact that throughout his movies, throughout every film he's been in, he's learning. He's not a perfect Spider-Man. He's still learning. He makes a lot of mistakes. I think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man learned how to be Spider-Man really fast.
But this is the youngest version of Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Not to mention, like, this version of Spider-Man has other heroes to kind of learn from, other mentors. The other Spider-Man is just, well, it's just him. He's the only hero. He's the only one, kind of like doing his thing, and now he got all these villains he's got to fight. So
that's true. That is absolutely true. So, I'm so tired.
Nah, you're good, bro.
Yeah. So, Red Hulk transformation in Captain America 4. So they got some speculations that Thaddeus Ross, aka played by Harrison Ford, becoming the Red Hulk in Captain America 4. This transformation could significantly impact the MCU, especially given Ross's complex history and potential conflicts with existing heroes. The introduction of Red Hulk may hint at future team-ups or rivalries, expanding the Hulk storyline and bringing a new dynamic to the Avengers roster. The Red Hulk on the Avengers would be crazy, but I think he does do it in the comics a little bit.
The thing I think about the Hulk is throughout the whole MCU, they kind of downplayed him.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk is that guy. Hulk, yeah. There's one version of him, one comic book. He's powerful. He's powerful enough to hold the planet together.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is this, when in what was it in Infinity War when freaking Thanos whipped his ass, he regressed into himself.
Mm-hmm.
In the next movie, this dude was wearing shirts and stuff. He really just became the nerdy version of the Hulk. I really want to see that real ruthless killer version of the Hulk.
I think my favorite version of the Hulk would probably be either in Thor Ragnarok, the Hulk movie, or the first Avengers movie. Those are pretty good. Avengers, Age of Ultron, the plot, the storyline that for his character in that movie was just weird to me. With the whole Black Widow thing, and they're talking about how they can't have kids and shit. What the fuck? Nobody cares about that shit.
What does that? What does that have to do with anything?
They just watch a fucking movie. What the hell?
You got a point with some of that stuff too. I feel like some of the movies they push other characters' plots and storylines rather than certain secondary characters. Not to say that Hulk is a secondary character, but they
treat him as such in the MCU. But there's a reason for that, because Universal still owned the Hulk. I'm not sure if they do now, but Marvel is not allowed to create a solo Hulk movie because the first one that came out was under Universal, distributed from Universal, but created by Marvel before they were bought by Disney and became the MCU. So this is why we haven't had another solo Hulk movie.
Yeah, all that stuff happened long ago. I remember when the Incredible Hulk came out. It came out after Iron Man.
Yeah, right after.
And that was a really good version of the Hulk.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good movie too.
Yeah. Honestly, and then aren't some of those characters coming back?
Mm-hmm.
Some of those characters have came back. Yeah, and some of those actors.
Mm-hmm.
I know that because we already talked about it, the what is that? The leader from that Hulk. Mm-hmm. That it was kind of hinted at. It was kind of talked about that he's definitely coming back because we saw him at Comic-Con.
Yeah, he's going to be in the Captain America 4.
I can never remember this guy's name, but this guy's been in so many things. I just watched him in a movie too, but
yeah,
I can never remember his name. But because he was in the Incredible Hulk movie, and he was hinted as, I guess, being a villain, and
yeah, they kind of foreshadow a little bit.
Bitch.
Yeah, you seen it in the comics, dude. His head is freaking huge, bro.
No, the actor, but
the actors. I try to.
I can never remember his name. Tim Blake Nelson.
Yep,
that's the dude's name.
God, yeah. Okay. Well, you weren't lying, but no, I'll try not to judge though. But everyone's beautiful in somebody's eyes.
I just hope he don't come after us, man.
Oh God, no.
That'd be crazy.
I have a nightmare. I'll have a nightmare about him, but no, man. They need to do right by the Hulk, and it sucks because Mark Ruffalo's been a decent Hulk. What is better? I like Edward Norton too, though. He went bad. I think was it contracts or I don't know what happened between him and.
Well, honestly, I'm glad it happened in like the earlier stages.
Oh,
You know how
absolutely.
like everything like as far as like the Hulk, as far as like Edward Norton not continuing to be the Hulk, and guess like forget his name, Terrence Howard not
Right.
continuing to be like War Machine, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know what happens with their contracts or disagreements or what have you. I mean, stuff like that. It's just interesting, but I don't know. I just feel like we should look deeper into it, maybe and one day talk about it and kind of understand more of like the MCU's vision as far as like certain actors that didn't continue with the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing they do, the MCU has casted well for the most part. But I haven't noticed like they won't recast certain characters. Like obviously we got a whole series about recasting T'Challa, but another thing like the actor that played Thaddeus Ross passed away, and not even a year later they announced Harrison Ford as the new Thaddeus Ross.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I like Harrison Ford though.
Absolutely, he
I'm
probably
not
should
saying this
have.
is gonna ruin that dude's legacy. I forgot his name. Rest in peace. But I liked Harrison Ford. I know he's gonna do really well with this character.
No, absolutely. It
Yeah.
just makes sense. It just makes sense, bro. But yeah. So we'll see. That's just something speculation about that. And then the last MCU thing I have is Robert Downey. Is Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, a Tony Stark variant, or Doctor Doom? So there's a popular fan theory suggests Robert Downey Jr. might return to the MCU as a Tony Stark variant, or even as Victor Von Doom. This theory explores the multiverse concept further, potentially bringing back a beloved character in a new, darker role that could set up a significant narrative twist and expand the MCU's multiverse storyline. It opens possibilities for crossovers and new alliances or conflicts, keeping audiences guessing about Marvel's next move.
Yep. That's exactly what they need to do. Keep that air of mystery.
Yeah.
You don't want it to make it too predictable.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it to seem like, okay, well, this is where they're going. Nope. You want to keep when you think that we got it figured out, you want to go a different route and keep us guessing, keep us out of the loop, keep us in the dark. That's how you're gonna do this. I say you're gonna make that money. Exactly a smart plan.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone has their theories. People are making videos about it. People are on
Keep it
Reddit
coming.
talking about it, arguing on Facebook, Instagram. But that's very smart. I didn't think about it like that until you said it. Like, it's kind of like keeping people on the edge of their seats. Hey, that doesn't make sense. He's doing this. Why would they bring him back to do this? I thought Tony Stark was dead. Why would they bring this character back? Blah, blah, blah. No, he's coming back as Victor Von Doom, but that doesn't make sense. So,
The more mystery, the more it makes it better.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm actually excited about it. At first, it was kind of like, when we first talked about it, like I said, I didn't know about it until we talked about it. And then, because it happened that day we recorded.
I just found out a little bit before. I was like, hey, what is this? No, well, okay. I never got to say it too. I never got to say it though. There's some podcast, somewhere out there that someone actually theorized that, yeah, no, Tony Stark's gonna be Victor Von Doom. Like someone said it like I think like a month and a half before, and I was like, I don't believe this, but I mean, if it happens, it happens, and lo and behold, I guess it happened. So I guess they knew something that we didn't.
Bro, they had to have some kind of insider, bro. That had to be.
Because it surprised everybody.
Yeah.
Like
no one really
knew.
like.
Honestly, when I saw this, I got to look for it. It would take me forever to find it on my history, but I got to find it because in my mind, I was like, I don't know if this is possible, but lo and behold, yes, it was. And it did happen. And it's going to happen.
Bro, that is so crazy. I'm just curious, man. Like,
I think like the headline for it was like, is Robert Downey Jr. gonna be Doctor Doom? And I was like, well, why would they do that? But I guess like you said, they had some insight, like they knew way prior to what was gonna happen.
Yeah, they had that knowledge. And I think even Kevin Feige, I think he knew months ago. I think this is all months ago, at least months ago, if not a year. I think basically after the Jonathan Majors incident, I think this is why, or when they decided, okay, we got to do something. Because Kang was supposed to be the face of the MCU going forward for a little bit. So
They literally had a movie called King Dynasty.
exactly. So I think around that time, around the verdict or wherever, when he was found guilty, that's a story for another day. Again, bullshit. But
Yeah,
whenever that happened, I think that's when they came up with this. Hey, we need to bring some star power back to the MCU. We need to get people talking again. We need to because controversy always gets people talking.
controversy, familiarity,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. I mean, why broke it? Why fix it if it ain't broke? And this is
Exactly.
your go-to guy. This is
Yeah.
the guy. This is the guy who's led the way since '08.
Almost 20 years, bro. That's crazy. What are your personal thoughts? Do you think he's going to be a variant of Tony Stark, or do you think he's going to be Victor Von Doom?
He's probably gonna be a variant of Tony Stark.
You think so?
I feel like that makes sense because now that we're introducing like the idea of variants and
Mm-hmm.
kind of like different parallels in the multiverse,
Yeah.
it only makes sense to have a different version of Tony Stark as far as like him being, Doctor Doom.
Taking a darker path.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna kind of get crowds kind of like more involved, like the audiences, the fans more involved, instead of just straight up just having Doctor Doom kind of like taking a different twist, a different turn in order to get people, motivated to go see this movie.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because the Russo brothers introduced him. I don't know if it's the Russo brothers or Kevin Feige introduced him as Victor Von Doom. That was the confusing part.
Yeah,
I was just like, that what? I agree. I think what makes the most sense is him coming back as Tony Stark, a Tony Stark variant. But
yeah.
they could just be throwing us off right now.
And just a side note, Doomsday is a fire name for an Avengers movie.
Absolutely.
When you think you're bringing in, yeah, Doomsday is a fire name for Avengers movie.
Yeah, because what the first Avengers was what? Avengers Assemble? What was the first Avengers called?
Just the Avengers.
Just
The first one was
Avengers?
just the Avengers. Second one was Age of Ultron. Third one was
Infinity War and Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah. Doomsday and Secret Wars.
And you know what I'm gradually noticing, and I'm pretty sure everyone else has noticed that these Avengers movies seems like they're focusing more on the villain rather than like the actual team up of the heroes.
Yeah. Because I think
like these ones that are coming out.
Yeah, it could be focused on because Infinity War was a Thanos movie.
Yeah, but I'll say like half and half because we were getting like the team up. We didn't have Guardians of the Galaxy come together with any of like the already made Avengers yet, as well as like no, I think it was just pretty much Guardians of the Galaxy. I think everyone else had teamed up with some of the Avengers in some way, shape, or form other than Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's true because they didn't meet Thor until Infinity War.
Yeah.
I think Thor was to bridge the gap between them and the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. But man, I was about to say something, I literally forgot. But yeah, man, I think focusing on the villains makes sense because, like you said, we already familiar with most of these characters. But the first Avengers that wouldn't make sense because we were already pretty much familiar with Loki. We were the more intriguing part of the story was bringing these group of heroes together. But I think once after we did that, because obviously Age of Ultron focused more on Ultron, Infinity War focused more on Thanos. So I will say Endgame focused more on Cap, Tony, Thor for the most part. And then so obviously Doomsday is going to be focused on Doom, and Secret Wars is going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to have them on Battle World. That's a theory that's been going around. I think that would make the most sense.
Have them where?
It's called Battle World. Basically, where all the heroes get from different universes get brought into one area and they fight.
I knew there was a comic book about. Well,
there's
a comic book about it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying what is it? It's called like the Battle of Heroes or something. I don't know.
Probably.
I think I've got it.
Yeah.
I think I've got it somewhere laying around. That comic
Probably.
book with it.
Yeah. It also was in the Spider-Man TV show, the one that came out in the 90s. They had not full on Battle World, but they brought in Fantastic Four, I think Captain America, some of the X-Men. I think it was Storm. Basically, Spider-Man got to make his team. Yeah, it was in the Spider-Man show that came out in the 90s. It was pretty good. That was some of my favorite. I think it's like a 2 or 3 episode thing, but it's some of my favorite from that series. Yeah, he definitely picked Storm. I know Storm, Captain America, the Fantastic Four. I think he picked all of them. Or no, did he just pick the Thing? I don't remember, but yeah, they brought him to Battle World.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see all these characters, bro. Like
Do a
this
little
is gonna
review.
be this could possibly be bigger than Endgame. Like as far as how many characters are gonna be in this movie.
That I mean, and that's another thing. I've always wanted to see a lot more characters as far as like the big heroes when we talk about Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, the rest of the Avengers. I've always wanted to see like a major like focus on the main heroes.
The X-Men.
Oh shit, X-Men, of course.
Yeah, the X-Men gonna be in there. So it's gonna be a huge movie. They brought the brothers back for a reason because they showed time and time again that they could pull off bringing all these characters into one movie. They did it with Civil War, and they did it with Infinity War and Endgame. So it makes sense that they're coming back for it.
Like I said, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, brother.